What I see is like, let's rally the goodwill of the nation, just like we did when, in my opinion, we pretended to land on the moon in the, what was it, 1969, when, there was the, Russia versus US, and we're going to stage the moon landing to rally the goodwill of the American people behind the current administration. It just feels like I'm watching that kind of thing. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really feel convinced. Curious how you feel about it.
No, I don't believe any of it. I mean, I know that satellites are there. I know we can shoot a missile down a chimney. I know I can look at planets in my own telescope, seeing them orbiting, so I know we're round. People ask why that is. There's a big bang explosion, and if you're welding, the arcs fall off. By the time they hit the ground, they're solid. They're little balls. So that all makes sense. I believe the Earth's round. I believe we orbit the sun. Mathematics is real. But clearly, what we were told about the Apollo missions is not true. So they've got the Artemis project. The previous project to the moon was Apollo, and before that, Gemini and all the rest of it. So we got the Artemis rocket going back. They saved the moon. We've been lied to so much. I know there's a secret program, and a lot of technologies are advanced. I want to play a clip from Fox News claiming we're going back to the moon after 50 years. Why is it 50 years later? I want to get your take on it, but here's a clip.
Just about 4 hours away from the open of our launch window. We're really looking forward to making history today.
When you talk about, this is pushing limits, pushing tech, always advancing. In what ways is Artemis 2 doing that? What is it doing that hasn't been done before?
Well, first of all, we're sending humans farther into space than we ever have before. So we're testing the spacecraft, we're testing its limits, we're manually piloting it, and we're setting the path forward towards ultimately establishing a moon base. So there's quite a lot that's going on here. They're going to see the dark side of the moon with human eyes for the first time in human history. It's going to be very exciting for us.
Okay, what can you tell us about the planned launch? Is there any specific time we can lean into right now, or are we still monitoring weather?
We're still monitoring weather. We will be right up until the launch window. It's going to be between 6:24 and 8:24. It's about a 2-hour window, and we're going to see when that countdown clock starts and the 10 minutes drops. So all eyes will be on that, and we're hoping for a successful launch this evening.
So, Bethany, does each members of the crew have a different role to play? So, you've got Reed as the sort of mission commander, but would then Victor, Christina, and Jeremy each have specific roles, or are they all sort of helping each other out?
They absolutely do all have specific roles.
Let's stop here. So they're saying Artemis 2 goes the deepest into space any human's ever gone. But I looked up the trajectory. They claim it's basically the same as the Apollo mission. And Elon Musk, when he said for a Mars mission, he would need 10 times the spacecraft they had previously. So with as much lying as we've seen, JP Sears, what the hell do you make of this?
Well, what I see is like, let's rally the goodwill of the nation, just like we did when, in my opinion, we pretended to land on the moon in the, what was it, 1969, when, there was the, Russia versus US, and we're going to stage the moon landing to rally the goodwill of the American people behind the current administration. It just feels like I'm watching that kind of thing. I mean, I could be wrong. I don't really feel convinced. Curious how you feel about it.
No, I don't believe any of it. I mean, I know that satellites are there. I know we can shoot a missile down a chimney. I know I can look at planets in my own telescope, seeing them orbiting, so I know we're round. People ask why that is. There's a big bang explosion, and if you're welding, the arcs fall off. By the time they hit the ground, they're solid. They're little balls. So that all makes sense. I believe the Earth's round. I believe we orbit the sun. Mathematics is real. But clearly, what we were told about the Apollo missions is not true. And I knew guys that were leads on that, and they said, no, there was a whole other project. We can't get into it. So I think it's a cover for something else. They now admit that NASA's an intelligence agency the whole time. That was just declassified. You've got dozens of scientists. The head Air Force general over the Black Ops in space disappeared 6 weeks ago.
That's interesting.
Now another one's disappeared. You have record of these bizarre fireballs coming in. Mystery of scientists dead or missing rises to 8. It's actually 12. 2 more men tied to America's most coveted secrets join the list, disappearing or dead. You have former Congressman Matt Gaetz saying he met with the Army about space alien human breeding programs. Just sounds like, disinfo to me. I'm not saying Matt Gaetz is that, but they're feeding it to him. And then we've got, all this other crazy stuff happening. It just sounds like crazy town to me.
Yeah.
Distractions.
It very much sounds like, hey, American people, we want you to focus on this. What was it? A month or two ago, Trump said we're going to declassify alien files right at the intensity, the Epstein stuff.
And then all these people go missing. They're over it.
We got them missing. Now we're kind of circling the moon for some reason. What Matt Gaetz said.
And they said we've never done it before. No, they did it before.
Allegedly. Yeah.
My point is you can verify they said they did it before.
Yeah.
So that's on record. Anybody can look that up. Did the astronauts fly over the dark side of the moon in Apollo? You can look it up. I think 3 or 4 of the missions they did.
It absolutely feels like a big distraction for me.
Why are they telling us verifiable lies? Is my point.
Don't know. I don't know. They think we're dumb.
Let me do this. The folks at Bigley, about 7-8 months ago, came out with this top-of-the-line Faraday cage backpack with all these special pockets, super high quality. I'd previously bought a bag for myself personally like this, similar brand, for $500. The problem was they only got 500 of these. Well, guess what? They got a couple thousand of them finally in. It took 7-8 months. It's a $600 value, just the bag, for $249. But guess what comes in it? America First Faraday bag, America First tactical trench knife. It's badass. America First t-shirt, MK Ultra Atomic Defense supplements, Shilajit gummies, Shilajit capsules, Irish sea moss capsules, Warcry premium product, and more. And VIP members get it for $199. Also, as you can now read in the newspapers, the Texas receiver is saying he's not going to pay the rent or the bills. So you ask, when are we going to be shut down? Tomorrow? 2 weeks from now? I'm going to just wait till the lights turn off, okay? You'll probably see InfoWars go down the site. You see streaming shut down. Once we can't do it, we have the All Shows Network built at Bigley owns, and I'm going to go over and do it there. But I'm going to ride this horse till it dies. I'm going to ride this race car till the engine blows or the wheels come off, or I crash into the embankment. I ain't giving up. I'm riding this horse till I win or I lose. And then the media's like, oh, he's finally going to lose. Oh, yeah, right. I am the InfoWar. Our listeners are the InfoWar. And we got a whole line. Here's the first one of limited edition Veterans of the InfoWar t-shirts. Look at this. This is badass. And it's the troops on Iwo Jima raising the American flag with the InfoWars patch where the stars are. InfoWars lives forever. It is an amazing limited edition shirt. Look at that bad boy. And it funds this operation, but also the Alex Jones Network to keep us on the air. We need funds. We want to get more reporters back and expand, but we need your support. TheAlexJonesStore.com.